I love the smell of a new set of tubes that's gotten really hot. There's just nothing like it. Anybody want to put in a candle for me? In some truly wild times. I don't need to tell you about all the crazy stuff going on in the world right now, but if there's one thing that we guitar players can hold on to, it's that there's more good gear that costs less money now than ever before. I am well versed in the world of affordable pedals, but very rarely do I get the chance to dip my toes into the world of affordable amplifiers. Well, today we get to take a look at the Stage Right SB100 guitar amplifier. I'm gonna do my best to show you a ton of different sounds with a bunch of different guitars using this amplifier so that if you choose to spend your hard-earned money on something like this, you can feel confident making the purchase. But before we get to that all-important tone factor, let's talk about the features and specs available on this amplifier. The SB200 is a 2-channel, 100-watt 6L6 powered guitar amplifier. It has a clean channel with a bright switch and a dirty channel. 2 inputs on the far right of the faceplate of the amplifier are low and high gain inputs. Both the clean and dirty channels have their own individual level and gain controls, as well as bass, middle, and treble EQ controls. As far as the master section, we have a master volume and a master presence control. This also has its own built-in spring reverb with a single control on the faceplate of the amplifier. Moving to the back of the amplifier, you can just vaguely make out that quartet of big bottle 6L6 tubes that power this beast. We don't have 1, we don't have 2. We have 5 different speaker outputs on the SB100. This is pretty much going to enable you to connect it to just about any type of speaker cab that you have, whether it's a small 110 or 112 to a big oversized 412 cab. Whatever the ohmage is on your respective cabinet, you can pretty much connect it to the SB100 and have a ball. In the center, we start with a channel and reverb jack. This is a TRS jack that allows us to plug in a 2-button foot switch to either switch between the dirty and the clean channel or turn on and off the reverb. And then we have our send and return jacks for the amp's built-in effects loop. So for 650 bucks, you're getting a 2-channel 100-watt guitar amp with built-in reverb, built-in effects loop, and foot switching capabilities, and a host of different output options to connect to whatever your favorite speaker is. This is a pretty impressive feature set, but we need to hear how this thing sounds. The best way I know how to start exploring an amplifier is by putting all knobs at noon and plugging in direct. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do this for both the clean and the dirty channel on the low and the high gain input, just so that we can see with my favorite Les Paul what those differences are just by plugging into the different inputs. It might produce some surprising results, or maybe it won't. Let's check it out. Now, before we move on to any other sounds with the SB100, I do want to bring something to your attention. There's this weird audio artifact that happens when you're using a foot switch to change between the clean channel and the dirty channel. Not exactly sure why it's there, but it's just there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play one of my songs, switching back and forth between the clean and dirty channel and vice versa. And you'll be able to hear what that audio artifact is. As you can hear, it's kind of a strange crossfading thing. I'm not really sure how that's happening. I've never experienced anything like it before. I have made Monoprice aware of this, so hopefully they will address it in some future units, and hopefully the channel switching will just improve as more of these amplifiers get out into the world. But now let's go ahead and have some fun with this thing. Let's plug in some pedals, check out how the clean channel can handle those pedals, and also let's just have some fun making some music. And there you have it, friends. That is a look at the SB100 amplifier from Stage Right, the house brand for Monoprice. Now, I do want to bring up a sort of pros and cons list about this amp, because there are things that are good about it, and there are also some shortcomings to it. First, let's talk about what's good. This thing actually sounds really good. I love the clean channel. It is big, it is clean, it is loud, and it takes pedals like a champ. The second pro is the dirty channel. I love the ability to just change up the sound ever so slightly based on using the high or the low gain input. I kind of find myself straddling the line between using one or the other. I don't favor one more than the other. But I like the fact that on low gain, I can kind of turn everything up to 7 and get that kind of like old school heavy hard rock tone, and then going into the high gain, it just makes things a little bit more saturated and exciting. Now we need to get to the cons of the SB100. There are two specifically that I think are the most obvious, and those are the ones that really might be the deal breaker for many people. First off, the volume discrepancy between the clean channel and the dirty channel is pretty darn large. I found when I was using both channels in a playing example that the clean channel only really needed to be at about 2 or 3, no more than 4, but I'd have to crank the volume on the dirty channel in order to get it to level match properly. The final con is kind of the big one for me, and that is with the channel switching. Now, in my testing, I tried this with my Gig Rig G2 handling all the switching, as well as trying to use my orange foot switch, a just basic big box latching foot switch, in order to change the channel or turn on and off the reverb. Say you're switching from the clean to the dirty channel. You get a dip in volume when you switch over to the dirty channel, and then it slowly rises up to the volume that you have it set at. And then when you go back to the clean channel, it does the same exact thing, a dip in volume and then a gradual rise. Now that's something that you could potentially work around. It's not like the worst thing in the world, but if you need to make those immediate sound changes and you just want the clean sound to the dirty sound and vice versa, that might be a problem. I greatly appreciate you all spending some time with me today and watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please do me a favor and click the subscribe button and ring the notification bell. Giving it a thumbs up and also sharing a link to it with a friend is also a great way to support the channel. But you can go one step above and beyond that and become a member of my email club. Not only do I send links to all my videos direct to your email inbox, I also enter all club members into exclusive giveaways that are only open to members of that club. Once again, I just want to say thank you to you for watching this video and to Stage Right for sending this amp along for me to check out. Until we see each other again, I'm Sean Pierce Johnson, wishing you all watching great tone, great health, and of course, happy stomping. Cheers, friends. God bless.